Let me ask you a question. Do you know where 80% of boats revenue comes from? Well, you guessed it wrong. It's not from their website, it comes from marketplaces like Amazon and Flipkart.
Welcome to BVC Founders Talk. Today we have Ethiraj from Nautone, a sales back office for many of the startups and even for the enterprise. Right. So welcome, Ethiraj.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Arun.
I hear that you are already work in a tech platform. So when you actually decided to start a business?
Actually, we never had any plan. So when I actually want to do business, and let's say I was thinking about starting something in 30, 35, that was the ideal time, right? So where we have some commitments, where we have accumulated some funds. So that was the ideal time I was thinking. But if I wanted to start something, I want to solve a bigger problem. That I understood very clearly. Okay, it's like start itching your, scratching your own itch is what I always believe in. What made me feel do this is we see a lot of product. Okay, so but they miserably fail because they don't know how to market it or sales. So they don't see that part. For instance, I was taking a salad from a firm called the Salad Company. They used to do a really good job. They provide quality of food, but they were not in the market for more than 1 year. So this is what made me thought that okay, why not we start something by solving this problem? Okay, so I always believe that it's all about connecting the dots, like how Steve Jobs said. Recently, when I remember that I used to sell on eBay back in 2011 and 12. So that is where I was just connecting recently only that it's all about connecting. So this exploring the marketplaces and the sales part, this both connected me to convert into a business model. So that is a point where I truly turned myself into okay, fine, let's solve this problem real time, and I quit and I moved full time.
How did you name the company? Nautone. It's so different. What's the thing behind it?
Actually, that is a time where Apple launched this plan called Apple One. Okay, they combined all the plan into one thing and they named this Apple One. Actually, the irony is I was working for a cybersecurity startup. Okay, so where they have different type of courses to understand how we have to teach our kids. How do I protect myself while browsing online, like many of the courses. So we wanted to name this course. So we thought we named this as Cyber One, CYBERONE.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where the idea of Nautone started. We were an outsourced sales and partner for this firm called Skills DA. Okay, fine. We named the course as a package. So what the name of the company we can keep? And one of my friend was like talking Cyber One. He said just like that. He said Cyber One. What Cyber One? No, Cyber One, he said.
Yeah.
Then I did some research. Okay, Cyber One, it doesn't sound good. So not one, we can keep it as not 7, not 1. So that is how it started. We wanted to actually make sense, right? So from zero to hero is what the actual meaning is. So the first tagline we came up is the first step. So then I said, no, the business is already started. Let's say someone has already started a business. It's the next step. So that is where the tagline also came along. Not one, the next step. So I did the logo in Canva myself.
Okay.
We did in 2-3 hours, and then we launched it. I think 2020 October.
So 2020 October. It's a very short time, right? So we are sitting in 2022, end of the year. So in a very short period of time, right? I would say it's a short period of time. I feel that if any startups can sustain for 18 months, I think they are already in a successful stage. How you were able to build a team in a very short period of time? How you were able to capture the first customer and quickly grow to now we have I think 40 plus customers, right? So how that thing happened?
Actually, we started with a few clients. It all started with my sales when I was doing the sales job. I was a very introvert person. The moment we have to pick up the phone and have to call persons, that is where you come out of your comfort zone. So we know how to convert people. That is, understanding what is the pain point of the client and making and resonate with them. So we don't push it. We try to listen to. We make the consumer or the customer or the client talk, and then we try to provide the solution. So this is how it started. We started with cold calling, few leads, and I wanted to make a difference, right? So it shouldn't be like a normal sales pitch where you greet, you do things, and you say that. So we say you have this product, and we help you sell on these platforms, and they'll be like, "Wow, I'm interested in it." So right from crafting the sales pitch to closing the sale, I crafted everything. It's like experience, I would say. Like the customer journey from not being a client to being a client, that journey is very important. So that is how it started. The first client we got is, we started dialing random numbers. It was a leather products. They were selling the purse, money purse, and belts and all those stuff. And that's how we got. And now we have close to 270 plus clients.
Okay. So I believe we were in the same field because both our customers are same. You are a sales team. I'm a finance team. That's the only difference. When you see, any new startup, let's say if someone is coming and they want to sell their leather products, right? So what do you think most of the companies are doing wrong when it comes to online?
Right now, everyone has got linked to this word D2C. Yeah, so there are a lot of interesting facts. I would start with that fact. We all know Revlon lipstick. They are the biggest cosmetic brand owned by MNCs. So they are in the market for, let's say, 30 years, I would say. So they took 20 years to reach the 100 crore mark. Okay, it took them 20 years to reach the 100 crore mark. Whereas brands like Mamaearth and Sugar Cosmetics did that in 6 to 8 years of time. It's like almost 2 decades they have taken, and they did it in 6 to 8 years. So the concept behind this is it's D2C doesn't mean that it's direct to consumers. It is about omni-channel presence. That is where many of the brands doesn't understand it. It is start somewhere and slowly have to unlock all the potential of it. It is not just I have a website, I will drive traffic to my website. It is impossible for a brand to have 500 crore people visiting a website unless they have a budget of 500 crores, let's say.
Right.
So if you take Amazon on the whole global, there are over 500 crore people shopping on Amazon. So this is how they have to think, they have to plan it. They have to have a roadmap saying that, okay, I am a D2C brand. I wanted to scale my business. Let's start with the website and then slowly let's open all the channels. So it is like unlocking all this. And so I would say omni-channel and the channel mix is the right thing to do for a D2C brand to grow when people want to come online.
Is omni-channel changing? Is there anything happening in the industry, or it's not going to go away forever?
It is not going to go away because it is depending on the age difference. I would say. People above 30 have Amazon app pre-installed on their phone. I keep it. I don't have an Mamaearth app or Sugar Cosmetics app. Maybe I'm not the client, or it is like the basic idea is I can get access to everything. If I want a TV, I will go and check the price. If I want a diaper to order for my baby, I'll go and put it there. So people above this demographics, above 30, they already have this app pre-installed. They rely on that because of 2 things. One is trust, and second is fastest delivery. You never know what is exactly going to happen, and they don't ask any questions to you. I don't have to read every single privacy policy on all the websites. So I would say this is not going to go. And Amazon being the biggest player in the e-commerce, I would top number 1 player, they would keep pumping in money to make sure that they provide top-notch service. I think we all know that the napkin theory of Jeff Bezos. He wrote it in the napkin. So we have to find low structure and then comes the low price. When we have the low price, we will have more customer satisfaction. When we have more customer satisfaction, we have more visitors. When we have more visitors, we have more sellers. So it's a cycle. That is how the growth happens. So when I would say, this is not going to change. The change will happen is there will be more of a platform will be very niche to that. Like how Nike has started, for fashion, and they diverted, and how now the Nike has come up with men, Nike, and all these things. And later on, we know that what happened with Myntra, the fashion, and all these things. So the niche is going to come based on the category, furniture, pepper fry, or urban ladder, or something like that. So that is how the market is going to transform.
Okay. So let's say if a startup coming and asking you, I'm going to start a furniture D2C product, is it good to have their own brand or brand site, or it's good to move to any marketplace? Which one do you prefer in general?
Let's say if I want to start a furniture business, I will never have even a website. Okay, I would only choose Amazon. Because there is already data available.
Right.
You can go to Google and see how many people are searching for an office chair or for a work from home setup. But you never know what is the value people are getting out of it. What is the sales they're getting out of it. But with Amazon, we can actually take the number of sales every single product is making. Okay. For example, the armchair, a rolling chair, which is making 10 lakhs. I know. Okay, fine. There are over 20 lakh people are searching for it, and there are 5 players. And if we have a pricing between this range, let's say the person is selling it for the brand is selling for 6,000 rupees. If I price it above 4,000 to 5,000, I know I can get a percentage out of it. So this is how we have to plan. So it is like a reverse understanding. People get a name, think a website, and then they come to Amazon. It's not like that. We have to go the reverse engineering, I would say. We have to think from this perspective so that we'll see, okay, this person is already there in the market. They are already getting it white label from some person, and they are selling at this price, and then getting at this, this much revenue. How much I can scoop them out from that? Okay. That should be the ideal way of doing it. Okay. So by doing that, I don't burn much. I can easily plan my worst case. For a businessman, very important to plan the worst case than the best case. Okay, this is how much if at all I want to lose, I will lose. So this is what I would suggest, or I would do if I want to start.
Okay. Coming back to your startup, your company is bootstrap, right?
Yeah.
How you actually manage to bring funds when you are starting? Maybe is it you are saving, or you brought it from your friends and family? How and if you are pitched to your friends or family, how you actually pitch to them?
So it is like selling the dream, I would say. Yeah. That is how you always paint the bigger picture. Okay. So it is friends and family. It started with the family members. So my thing was very simple. I want to do 100 crores in the next X amount of time. Let's say 60 months I was selling at that point of time. Now as Nautone, we want to do 100 crores the next 36 months of time. So when you say the number, people in my circle, they don't know much about this crores of hundreds and thousands of crores. They cling to their idea. Okay, so what exactly, how are we going to do it? So that is how it started. So I would say, we have to be very confident in the numbers. Okay, so I always used to work with Excels and plan it very precisely on how much I need to spend. So this is how it started, painting the bigger picture. So when the moment when you say 100 crores, people listen to you. Okay, fine. Now let's talk. So that is how we started, pitching to friends and family, and then we got the funds, and that is how it started. Yeah.
Okay. How you actually did the pitch for your employees, means first employee or your co-founders? How you convinced them to work for you?
It is like sweat equity or real, investment what they can bring in. So I strongly believe in initially we need a lot of sweat equity, which is that everyone want to be skin in the game, right? So they want to be part of the system. So it's the same. We want to retire early. It's how I paint the dreams. Right? For this side, it's the number, and this side it's age, because people typically my age, let's take our parents or my parents or my dad. He's still working. He's 55 plus. He's still working. And the only thing which convinced my team or we have 60 plus people. So only one thing I use is, retire early. So if you want to retire by 40, this is the roadmap for you. So that is how, we were able to convince people, okay, this is what we're going to do for next 5 years. And this is how we're going to grow. And this is what you will be at when you are at 35 or 40.
How did you choose this industry? Because you are into sales. Yes, I know that. Why the retail, right? So which makes you more focus on helping the retail business?
Retail is something, which is very beautiful because you deal with the direct consumer who's going to consume the product or service, whatever it is. Since I was from my sales journey started, I was with the B2C industry. I was not much exposed to the B2B industry. So B2B, we know it is going to be full of suits and gatekeepers where we know how to, wade through them and get the deal done. So we thought, okay, helping, the majority of the people to do is what we thought, is the right way to do it. So I'd say retail is the bigger chunk where it is untouched and we can actually do it. And this is how we started.
What's the amount of growth you have shown for your customers tell me in X?
Initially, it started with, we underestimated ourselves. That is how it happens, right? So we don't want to take much of the risk. So we charge very less for the initially clients. And suddenly we see, a 10 to 15x of growth for our clients. Then we thought, okay, fine, we're actually worth what we claim to be. So averagely, we'll show 2 to 3x of growth for our client. If the client are ready to listen and give the free hand to us. Okay, so that is where we started to bring in the longer tenure plan where we onboard a brand for longer tenure like 6 months or 12 months. So that is where you can plan it. It's like weight loss. You cannot lose weight, let's say 20 kgs in 3 months of time. For that, you need to wake up and go to, work out. So every month you have to reduce 3 kg to, on the whole, you to lose 10 kgs. That is how it works.
Okay. So what was the response when you made that 10x sales for a customer? What was their response?
They went ahead and they never thought they started this all this as a side gig. Okay, they don't want to because they were doing something else. And when we were able to show this kind of results, they were like immediately, okay, fine. They were able to do this. So they switched from side stream and put this as the mainstream. That is how it happened. So most of the brand owners are like that. They might be into offline very rigorously and they might be into a different core business. When the moment they realize that this has a lot of potential, they completely change the business model and shift to this. And many of the brands which we incubated have got a lot of funds and they have grown. It's very happy for us to see them in retail shops in offline.
Right.
Go to a supermarket and see the brand which we have grown is very. That is a feel I wanted actually.
Okay. So, what was the craziest message or appreciation you got when you reach this level?
They usually used to send products, a lot of products,
Okay.
So there were, usually I will not involve in all the sales process fully. So they wanted to meet me. So I want to meet your founder. So they met me. Many people used to come here. Most of our clients are not. They used to come to our office, meet me, and most of the products are into gourmet. So they used to make things in our pantry and give it to us. So that is the kind of love we got from our client.
Okay, nice. So I think I see there are many people are doing side hustle mainly after the COVID, right? So there are many startups just booming in different retail D2C industries, right? So I think everyone should reach you to get some advice. So is there any plan like you have apart from the sales? Is there any plan you want to educate D2C people in any way? You have anything in plan?
Exactly. We actually started. We even have the domain. It's Nautone.academy. So
nice.
I love educating people. So that is how I started my sales journey by empowering my my salespersons. When they go and make the first sale by using their own strength. That is what I feel is the purest form of achievement for myself. So we wanted to create an academy where we want to teach people on certain things, how they need to do this and that. So that is in plan. But since we have to, since it's a bootstrap and it's too many things to handle at this point of time, I want to do that in a later point of time. Definitely, yes.
Okay, nice. Good to hear that. Because there are many people approach us to help them to mainly focus on the sales, right? So that's the main thing for any startup when they are bootstrap, or and the first 12 months or 18 months, sales is the main thing. When someone approaches you, right? So let's say you are helping a startup, you are a startup and you are helping a startup, right? So what are the similarities you can find? I faced the same thing when I started there also. So do you just give out, any advice apart from the actual sales, marketing things you're doing right now?
Definitely we do, because they go ahead and invest in a lot of things which is not going to be helpful for them, which is creating a lot of SKUs, many products. We see that, let's say when we started, we wanted to have multiple verticals: real estate, edtech, e-commerce. So only thing which pulled us through is e-commerce. Nothing helped us. So same way, when we see a brand which has more than 50 products, they say that they are really good in one product. Let's say honey. They have a farm, they can harvest and do it. When the moment they start selling that, they wanted to bring a lot of products with them. So that is how it started. They make a lot of mistakes by all these aspects. So we try to say no, don't do this. Just select only hero products, have only 10 SKUs, and then from the 10 we have to do this. So all these things we used to tell them. And not only that aspect, so we also tell, don't liquidate your equity. We have partners who can give finance based on revenue, and there is a lot of, so that is how we work. So we want to truly help the brands, not just our part. It is like you take the neo banking from this thing, Volo Pay or whatever it is, Open Pay, Open Money. So they give credits for you. You take a Shiprocket, they give credits for you. You take Zoho, and once you register in Startup India, you get up to 10 lakhs of grant, 20 lakhs of grant, and 50 lakhs of 4% interest. So all these things I used to tell them, because this is what I've been doing.
Correct.
They're also startup, they should know all this. So that is where we understood that there's a huge opportunity for a partnership. We have a lot of strategic partnerships which help these brands to take off very, very easily. So once our part is done, we'll connect them with the partners, so they will take care of all the other aspects.
Many B2C brands has this mindset, right? So even in the US, it's happening, right? When they don't want to give their products to any marketplace, right? So they are more restricted towards, no, we don't want to give it to Amazon or Flipkart because they're going to copy us. Our brand value will go, right? So these are the restrictions they might have. So have you heard something like this from many of the brands you're working with?
Exactly. So that is how we face a lot of things. The irony is we encounter more than 100 brands a day. So they don't even have a trademark. They don't understand what is a trademark is, and they wanted to sell on. Forget about Amazon. If you don't have a trademark, then whatever business they are building is not going to be fruitful.
Yeah.
So this is all the blunders, which we hear. So we try to educate as much as possible for the client by showing what exactly people are doing in the same category. Say you're selling pickles, we show you, see, this is what is happening. This is what your competitors is making. This is how the business model is happening. They don't even have a website. They don't even do this. There are a lot of things which Amazon does, to protect, the sellers from copyrights. It is all about communicating with them. People don't even read their emails. So how would they communicate with Amazon? It is very hard. So why we started this basically is Amazon has 10 lakh sellers just in India. And they cannot address everyone's issue. Right? It is like they give you 3 chances to get your case registered. Let's say you are selling a phone. So you are you are a genuine seller, but the buyer is not genuine. So the buyer is buying the product and is replacing with a counterfeit product. So the value of the phone, let's say it costs 1 lakh. So you are, as a seller, you have to bear it. But there is something called safety claims in Amazon where we have to, they'll give up to 95% or 90 to 95% of the money. Not knowing or not aware, I would say, is the biggest backlog for any business owners. Because all these things happen. So we have to continuously fight with them and say, because the seller, the buyer will not be asked any questions from Amazon. If they don't like the product, they return it, they take it. This happened with a lot of our clients. It's happening every day. So we know what exactly needs to be done. So we will try to educate it. So the service doesn't just cover sales. It is what happens post sales, what happens in transit, a lot of interesting things will happen. Let's say you are selling pickle, I'm also selling pickle. I'm a competitor. What I'll do is I'll select let's say you have 50 quantities and 10 different flavors. I'll just select everything and put cash on delivery. So you will be out of stock. You will not show in the result. Correct. So all this. We genuinely tell the client, please don't ship the product. It's from a competitor. They don't listen to us. No. I have received order. I'm going to process it. So what happens is they process the order. It goes out of Amazon's warehouse to the client, to the competitor's place, and they say they don't pick up the call. So what happens? They will again return to the warehouse, and it will take another 1 week to say that the order is cancelled. So it will take 10 days of loss.
Okay.
So we have to. It is not very easy to just list and sell. This has happened with all of our brands. So we know what exactly needs to be done. How do we monitor it, and all those things matters. So we try to educate in every single aspect of the seller. It is not just, okay, fine, list it and forget it. It will never going to happen like that. It is just like how you manage a main business. This itself is a hectic thing. So that is what we want to do is, the brand needs to focus only on developing the product, not on these headaches. So we take care of all these headaches.
Right. So that the startup the brands can just work on the product alone. Do something in the product. Okay. So have you approached any enterprise business who has different level of categories? How was the pitch with them?
Yes. So I would say it is not outbound. It is always inbound for us.
Okay, got it.
We started paid marketing only from this February.
Okay.
Earlier, we never used to do any paid marketing, only word of mouth and clients see our post in LinkedIn or somewhere. That is how. We were approached by a biggest client. We signed NDA, so I don't want to mention the name. They are very big player. They are in the industry for more than 25 years. And they do a turnover of more than 500 to 600 crores per year. But their online is very, very weak. So they are into beauty and they have huge product line. So they have reseller rights for many, many brands. So what happened is when they reached us, we were able to say immediately we can take, they were doing a revenue of let's say 2 to 3 lakhs. And we said we can do 15 lakhs in just 30 days of time. How? By just unplugging all the unauthorized sellers. So that is what we did. So when we approached this brand, that is the first brand we closed. It is for, let's say we closed it for $15,000 for 6 months of tenure just for Amazon.
Nice.
That is where we thought, okay, we have huge potential for bigger enterprises, right? Let it be this or any category. We have been approached by bigger players, which is a listed company also.
You've grown this company during this pandemic time. How difficult was it to make the sales? Because everyone is doing online. How you made the sales for the D2C companies, right?
Okay. So
how the meetings happen, how you work with the team to get things done. I think most of you guys will be working from home at the time.
So first of all, it started with the second wave. Okay, the 2021 May, right. We had to close our offices. Only essential products were allowed. You cannot sell phone cases. You cannot get hold of leather or a manufacturer, whatever it is. So only we have to focus on the essential products. So that is where we turned our focus from other products to gourmet category. food. So that is food, mask, sanitizers, all these products. Once we started, so we did quick research and we shifted from this. Then we started to get only these brands. So it was not a hard task, I would say. From day one, we were connecting with our clients through video call. So it is not a site visit. It is not a visit for the client. As I said, I would say 90% of the client is not from South.
Mm-hmm.
I would say at least from Bangalore and from top, all our clients fall in that category. So it is completely online, and we had to do a lot of things like gourmet. So in that point, we were having more than 50 gourmet brands, let's say 50 pickles. So we have to do, strategy for all the 50 pickles. That is how, we survived this.
Okay, so COVID made something good for you.
Yeah, that was also, yeah.
Okay. From a startup perspective, as a founder, right? So very initially, and I would say you are people say that there is COVID marriage or something like that. We have a category like COVID startups,
okay,
who made a big turnaround during that time, right?
Yeah.
So what are the challenges you have faced? This is the first startup for you, right? So what are the challenges you have faced, and also what are the learnings curves you have gone through when you're starting this?
So first, hiring the team is very, very important.
Yeah.
That is the first thing which I've learned. And it is always better to have at least 6 months of runway to start something. But when you go for a VC, they'll give you 18 months of runway. But for me, I would say at least 6 months of runway to take off. So that is very, very important for you. And always choosing, how you wanted to scale is very, very important. That is choosing a place. You don't have to have a swanky office in the beginning. You can always start somewhere, like how Steve Jobs started in garage. So we can start somewhere, start small, and then slowly we can start adding things, and we can share that benefits to the employees rather than investing in these aspects. So that is what we did. We thought employees wanted to, the team wanted to, grow fast. So we did a lot of research and, changed how the appraisal system works. So we started giving appraisals every 3 months. So it is not like you don't have to wait for 1 year to point out their mistakes. You did this on March 21, so I don't give appraisal on 22. It's not like that. It is upfront. We say this is not working out, and this is what you have to change. So that is how, these are the learnings, I would say, very, very important for any startups that have a very good team and proper planning of finance, and invest on employees rather than any other aspect of the business, so that they will give more power to the brand.
You are from an engineering background, right? So how did you learn the finance part?
School of hard knocks.
Okay.
So I did MBA. So that is, I hate this finance topic. So I have taken HR and marketing in my MBA. So, but I realized that I should done MBA at this point of time. After starting something, I should have done. It all makes sense right now. Now I can see a P&L and I can understand better. So it's nothing. It's, I would say, they have a term. That's it. When you call it profit margin, they call it EBITDA. They have a different name for it. That's it. Right. So you have to understand basics. How much is coming in, how much is going out. So they have certain names for that, just like how doctors say. When we have, sinus, we use the common word cold, but they say it's sinus. That is how it is. It's all about jargons, I would say. So I learned it through hard way that this is very important. So as a startup founder, it is very, very important for the founder to know about all these aspects on how to work on an Excel sheet and how to read a financial statement.
People who don't have much knowledge about the business or the startup environment. So what are the very basic things they need to know? Yeah, finance is one part. Apart from that, what are the very basic things they need to know before they actually start or planning to start something?
So they need to know how to do research first. It is not as easy as just go to Google and search what is the market size. It's not that. They need to know how to do research. If I want to start something, let's say I want to sell leather products, they need to know how do I do research? What are the support I can get from the entities, government entities and private entities? So they need to know two things: idea and how they're going to make it. How do they get the money to make it big? The two things. So when the idea, it starts with research. How do they want to do the research? What are the tools they wanted to use, and how exactly they need to frame what exactly I can make out of it. And second part comes the money. So can I get a loan from this? And how do I get this loan? And what is loan? And what is this repayment tenure? So what is moratorium? And then I understand basics of it. And do I get any grant or do I get any concession from the government when I start this? So they need to know all these basics.
I think even if they don't know that, I think they should reach you to get advice for the sales and also for the startups, because you guys are doing the same thing. So thanks for joining, Ethiraj. I think we had a really good conversation. I hope you'll grow bigger, and I think I have a big followers who are into D2C. I wish they will also come to you and grow their business.
Yes. Yeah. So nice talking to you, and I am really happy that there is something happening from the south, especially from Chennai, because all this initiative is really important, because we wanted many people to come front and share their experience, right? Many people starting, and recently Startup TN also is making a lot of initiatives. I wish you all success for, making Tamil Nadu a greater superpowered state very soon. Yeah.
Very sure. We are already a superpower. Zoga just did 1 billion revenue. So
exactly.
We are already in the top. So we want to see a lot of founders. We want to see a lot of startups which will create an impact in the Indian economy. So that's the overall goal. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.